Afghanistan is a landlocked country in South Central Asia. It borders 6 other countries, which are China, Uzbekistan, Iran, Pakistan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kabul, which has a population of over 4 million people. The country has an area of 252,072 square miles, or 652,864 square kilometers, and a population of over 37 million people. As of making this video, the country is de facto controlled by the Taliban, which is not recognized by any UN members. Afghanistan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $77.04 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,000. Armenia is a landlocked country in the Caucasus Mountains. It borders 4 other countries, which are Turkey, Iran, Georgia, and Azerbaijan. The flag of Armenia is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, blue, and orange. The capital and largest city in the nation is Yerevan, with a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 975 square miles, or 1,570 square kilometers, and a population of over 3 million people. Armenian is the official language, which is spoken by 97.9% of the nation. Armenia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $37.31 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,600. Azerbaijan is a country on the Caspian Sea. It borders 5 other countries, which are Iran, Armenia, Turkey, Georgia, and Russia. The flag of Azerbaijan is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of blue, red, and green, as well as a white 8-pointed star and a crescent moon in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Baku, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 33,436 square miles, or 86,600 square kilometers, which makes it a bit smaller than the state of Maine, and has a population of over 10 million people, which ranks it ahead of Portugal. Azerbaijan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $138.51 billion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $13,700. Bahrain is an island country in the Middle East. The capital and largest city in the nation is Manama, which contains approximately 1/5 of the country's population. The flag of Bahrain is made up of a white band separated from a red area by a jagged edge. Bahrain gained independence from the UK on August 15th, 1971. The nation has a population of over 1.5 million people, making it the 154th most populous country in the world. It is an area of 472 square miles, or 760 square kilometers, making it the 187th largest country in the world, as well as the 3rd smallest nation in Asia. The official language of Bahrain is Arabic. The main religion in the country is Islam, with over 73% of the population being Muslim. Bahrain has a GDP of over $69 billion. Bangladesh is a country in southern Asia. It borders 2 other countries, which are Myanmar and India. The flag of Bangladesh features a red circle, which is a little off-center, on top of a dark green field. The capital and largest city in the nation is Dhaka. The country has an area of 56,977 square miles, or 147,570 square kilometers, making it a little smaller than the state of Iowa, and has a population of over 164 million people. Bengali is the official language, which is spoken by 98.8% of the nation, and Islam is the most common religion, which makes up 88.4% of the population. Bangladesh has a purchasing power parity GDP of $793.49 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,800. Bhutan is a landlocked country in South Asia. It borders India and China. The flag of Bhutan is divided diagonally between yellow and orange, with a white dragon holding 4 jewels in the middle. The capital and largest city is Thimphu, which has a population of over 114,000 people. The nation has a population of over 857,000, making it the 164th most populous country in the world. Buddhism is the most common religion in Bhutan, with over 75% of the population being part of that faith. Bhutan is located in the Himalayan mountains. The country has a GDP of $8.42 billion. Brunei is a country in Southeast Asia. It borders just 1 other country, which is Malaysia, and is located on the island of Borneo. The flag of Brunei is made up of a yellow field, with 2 diagonal stripes of white and black, as well as the nation's crest in red in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the country is Bandar Seri Begawan, which has a population of over 200,000 people. The nation has an area of 2,226 square miles, or 5,765 square kilometers, and a population of over 471,000 people, which means it has the smallest population in Southeast Asia. The official religion of Brunei is Islam, which makes up 80.9% of the nation. Brunei has a purchasing power parity GDP of $27.23 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $62,200. Cambodia is a country in Southeast Asia. It borders 3 other countries, which are Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam. The flag of Cambodia features a depiction of Angkor Wat in the middle, on top of 3 horizontal stripes of blue and red. The country has an area of 69,898 square miles, or 181,035 square kilometers, or around 1/3 the size of France, and a population of over 17 million people. 56.5% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Cambodia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $70.08 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,200. The People's Republic of China is a country in East Asia, on the Pacific Ocean. It borders 14 other countries, which are Afghanistan, Vietnam, Bhutan, Tajikistan, Myanmar, Russia, India, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Nepal, North Korea, Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, and Laos. The flag of China features a yellow star, as well as 4 smaller yellow stars in the upper left corner, on top of a red background. The capital of the nation is Beijing, and the largest city is Shanghai, which has a population of over 20 million people. The country has an area of 3,696,118 square miles, or 9,572,900 square kilometers, and has a population of over 1 billion people, which ranks it 1st in the world. China has a purchasing power parity GDP of $23.009 trillion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $16,400. Georgia is a country in the Caucasus Mountains on the Black Sea. It borders 4 other countries, which are Turkey, Armenia, Russia, and Azerbaijan. The flag of Georgia features a red cross on top of a white background, dividing the flag into 4 sections, each of which contains a smaller red cross. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tbilisi, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 26,911 square miles, or 69,700 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than the state of West Virginia, and has a population of just under 5 million people, which ranks it ahead of Panama. Georgia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $52.33 billion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $14,100. India is a country in South Asia, on the Indian Ocean, where 6 other countries which are Bangladesh, Pakistan, Bhutan, Myanmar, Nepal, and China. The flag of India is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of saffron, white, and green, with a blue wheel in the center. The capital of the nation is New Delhi, and the largest city by city proper is Mumbai, formerly known as Bombay, which has a population of over 12 million people. The country has an area of 1,269,299 square miles, or 3,287,469 square kilometers, which makes it around a third of the size of the United States, and has a population of over 1 billion people, which ranks it second in the world. India has a purchasing power parity GDP of $8.443 trillion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $6,100. Indonesia is an island nation in Southeast Asia, on the Indian and Pacific Ocean. It borders 3 other countries, which are Papua New Guinea, Malaysia, and Timor-Leste. The flag of Indonesia is made up of 2 horizontal stripes of red and white. The capital and largest city in the country is Jakarta, which is located on the island of Java. The nation has an area of 740,122 square miles, or 1,916,907 square kilometers, which makes it a bit smaller than Mexico, and has a population of over 277 million people, which ranks it 4th in the world. 51.7% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Indonesia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $3.13 trillion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $11,400. Iran is a country in the Middle East. It borders 7 other countries, which are Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Turkey, and Pakistan. The flag of Iran is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of green, white, and red, with the country's national emblem in the center, and Kufic writing along the inner edges of the stripes. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tehran, which has a population of over 8 million people. The country has an area of 631,477 square miles, or 1,635,518 square kilometers, and a population of over 85 million people. The official religion in the nation is Islam, which makes up 99.6% of the population. Iran has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.044 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,400. Iraq is a country in the Middle East on the Persian Gulf. It borders 6 other countries, which are Saudi Arabia, Iran, Turkey, Jordan, Syria, and Kuwait. The flag of Iraq is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and black, with green Kufic text in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Baghdad, which has a population of over 6 million people. The country has an area of 167,974 square miles, or 435,052 square kilometers, which makes it a little bit bigger than Paraguay, and has a population of over 40 million people, which ranks it ahead of Afghanistan. Arabic is the official language in the nation, and Islam is the official religion. Iraq is a purchasing power parity GDP of $372.27 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $9,300. Israel is a country in the Middle East, on the Mediterranean Sea. It borders either 4 or 5 countries, depending on if you recognize the state of Palestine, the others being Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria. The flag of Israel features a blue Star of David on a white background, with 2 horizontal stripes of blue. The capital of Israel is officially Jerusalem, though its legitimacy is disputed in the international community. The nation has a population of more than 9 million people, which ranks it behind Tajikistan. The most common religion in the country is Judaism, which makes up 74% of the population, followed by Islam in 2nd place, and Christianity in 3rd. Israel has a purchasing power parity GDP of $353.39 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $38,300. Japan is an island nation in East Asia. The flag of Japan is made up of a white field with a red circle in the middle of the flag. The capital and largest city of the nation is Tokyo, which means Eastern Capital. The nation has an area of 145,937 square miles, or 377,975 square kilometers, and a population of over 124 million people. In Japan's history, women would sometimes blacken their teeth, as it was widely considered attractive. More than 4/5 of the nation is made up of mountains. Japan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $5.224 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $41,400. Jordan is a country in the Middle East, on the Red Sea. It borders either 4 or 5 other countries, depending on if you recognize the state of Palestine, the others being Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Syria, and Israel. The flag of Jordan is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of black, white, and green, with a red triangle on the left side which contains a white star. The capital and largest city in the nation is Amman. The country has an area of 34,486 square miles, or 89,318 square kilometers, which makes it a bit smaller than the state of Indiana, and has a population of just under 11 million people, which ranks it ahead of the Czech Republic. Jordan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $100.16 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $9,800. Kazakhstan is a country in Central Asia. It's bordered by Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and China. It has an area of 1,693,174 square miles, or 2,724,900 square kilometers, making Kazakhstan the 10th largest country in the world. The nation's flag is made up of a blue background with a golden sun and eagle, as well as an ornamental pattern on the side of the flag. Kazakhstan has a population of over 19 million people, making it the 64th most populous nation in the world. The country's largest city is Almaty, with a population of a little under 2 million people. The capital of Kazakhstan is Nur-Sultan, which was formerly known as Astana. The nation has a GDP of $475 billion. Kazakhstan is the largest landlocked country in the world. North Korea is a country in East Asia. It borders 3 other countries, which are China, Russia, and South Korea. The flag of North Korea is made up of 5 horizontal stripes of blue, white, and red, with a red star and a white circle on the left of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Pyongyang, which has a population of over 2 million people. The country has an area of 47,399 square miles, or 122,762 square kilometers, making it a little bit bigger than Virginia, and has a population of over 25 million people. The nation takes up the northern portion of the Korean Peninsula and has a tense relationship with South Korea. North Korea has a purchasing power parity GDP of $40 billion and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $1,700. South Korea is a country in East Asia. It borders one other country, which is North Korea. The flag of South Korea has a red and blue taeguk, as well as 4 symbols surrounding it on a white background. The capital and largest city in the nation is Seoul, which has a population of over 9.5 million people. The country has an area of 38,749 square miles, or 100,360 square kilometers, and a population of over 51 million people. About 70% of the country's land is mountainous, and 81.4% of the population is urban. South Korea has a purchasing power parity GDP of $2.187 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $42,300. Kuwait is a country in the Middle East. It borders 2 other countries, which are Iraq and Saudi Arabia. The flag of Kuwait is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of green, white, and red, with a black trapezoid on the left side. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kuwait City, which has a population of over 60,000 people. The country has an area of 6,880 square miles, or 70,818 square kilometers, and a population of over 3 million people. Arabic is the official language of the nation, and Islam is the official religion, which makes up 74.6% of the population. Kuwait has a purchasing power parity GDP of $209.74 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $49,900. Kyrgyzstan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. It borders 4 other countries, which are Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, and China. The flag of Kyrgyzstan is made up of a red field with a yellow sun, which contains a depiction of the top of a yurt in the center. The capital and largest city in the nation is Bishkek, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 124,243 square miles, or 199,951 square kilometers, and a population of over 6 million people. Kyrgyz and Russian are the official languages of the nation. Kyrgyzstan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $31.02 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,700. Laos is a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. It borders 5 countries, which are Cambodia, Myanmar, China, Vietnam, and Thailand. The flag of Laos is made up of 3 stripes, which are red and blue with a white disc in the center. The capital and largest city in Laos is Vientiane, which has a population of over 693,000 people. The nation has a population of over 7.5 million people, ranking it 101st in the world. Laos has an area of 147,140 square miles, or 236,800 square kilometers, ranking it 84th in the world. Lao is the official language of Laos, and the main religion in the country is Buddhism, which makes up 64.7% of the population. Forests make up 67.9% of the nation's land. Laos has a GDP of $56.79 billion, and a GDP per capita of $7,800. Lebanon is a country in the Middle East, on the Mediterranean Sea. It borders 2 other countries, which are Israel and Syria. The flag of Lebanon is made of 3 horizontal stripes of red and white, with a green symbol of a cedar tree in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Beirut, which has a population of over 1.5 million people. The country has an area of 4,036 square miles, or 10,452 square kilometers, which makes it a bit smaller than Jamaica, and has a population of over 5 million people, which ranks it ahead of Ireland. Lebanon has a purchasing power parity GDP of $79.51 billion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $11,600. Malaysia is a country in Southeast Asia, split between the Malay Peninsula and the island of Borneo. It borders 3 other countries, which are Brunei, Indonesia, and Thailand. The flag of Malaysia is made up of 14 horizontal stripes of red and white, with a blue field in the upper left corner, which contains a yellow 14-point star and moon. The capital and largest city in the nation is Kuala Lumpur, which is located on the Malay Peninsula. The country has an area of 127,507 square miles, or 330,241 square kilometers, making it a bit smaller than Vietnam, and has a population of over 33 million people. The official religion in the nation is Islam, which makes up 61.3% of the population. Malaysia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $851.6 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $26,400. The Maldives is an island nation in the Indian Ocean. The flag of the Maldives features the white crescent moon, on top of a green field on top of a red background. The capital and largest city in the country is Male, which has a population of over 100,000 people. The nation has an area of 115 square miles, or 298 square kilometers, which makes it a little bit smaller than Malta, and has a population of over 390,000 people. The nation has 1,190 islands, 200 of which are inhabited. The Maldives has a purchasing power parity GDP of $7.05 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $13,000. Mongolia is a landlocked country in northern Asia. It borders two countries, which are Russia and China. The flag of Mongolia is made up of 3 vertical stripes of red and blue, with the Soyombo symbol on the left. The capital and largest city in Mongolia is Ulaanbaatar, which has a population of over 1 million people. Mongolian is the official language, which is spoken by 90% of the nation. Buddhism is the most common religion, taking up 51.7% of the population. 73% of the land is used for agriculture. The country has an area of 971,896 square miles, or 1,564,116 square kilometers, ranking it 20th in the world. Mongolia has a population of over 3 million people, ranking it 134th in the world, as well as the least densely populated independent nation. Mongolia has a GDP of $37.6 billion and a GDP per capita of $11,500. Myanmar, formerly Burma, is a country in Southeast Asia. The nation borders 5 other countries, which are Bangladesh, China, India, Thailand, and Laos. The flag of Myanmar is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of yellow, green, and red, with a white star in the center. The capital of the country is Naypyidaw, and the largest city is Yangon, which has a population of over 4 million people. Myanmar is an area of 420,406 square miles, or 676,578 square kilometers. The country has a population of over 57 million people, ranking it 25th in the world. Myanmar has a GDP of $247.24 billion and a GDP per capita of $4,500. Nepal is a landlocked country in South Asia. It borders 2 other countries, which are China and India. The flag of Nepal features a white crescent moon and a white sun, on top of a red background with a blue outline. It is the only national flag not to be rectangular, but instead is made out of 2 triangles. The capital and largest city in the country is Kathmandu, which has a population of over 845,000 people. The nation is an area of 56,827 square miles, or 147,181 square kilometers, which makes it a little bit bigger than the state of New York. It has a population of over 30.5 million people. Nepal has a purchasing power parity GDP of $110.72 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $3,800. Oman is a country in the Middle East. It borders 3 other countries, which are Yemen, the United Arab Emirates, and Saudi Arabia. The flag of Oman is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of white, red, and green, as well as a vertical red stripe on the left, with the national emblem in the upper left corner. The capital and largest city in the nation is Muscat. The country has an area of 119,684 square miles, or 309,980 square kilometers, making it a little bit smaller than Poland, and has a population of over 6.5 million people. Oman has a purchasing power parity GDP of $35.79 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $27,300. Pakistan is a country in South Asia. It borders 4 other countries, which are Afghanistan, China, India, and Iran. The flag of Pakistan is made up of a dark green field, which contains a white star and crescent moon, as well as a vertical white stripe on the left side. The nation's capital is Islamabad, and the largest city is Karachi, which has a population of over 14 million people. The country has an area of 494,670 square miles, or 796,095 square kilometers, and a population of over 238 million people. Islam is the official religion of the nation, which makes up 96.5% of the population. Pakistan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1,021,130,000,000 and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $4,600. The Philippines is an island nation in Southeast Asia. The flag of the Philippines is made up of 2 horizontal stripes of blue and red, with a white triangle on the left side of the flag, which contains 3 yellow stars, and a yellow 8-rayed sun, and is flipped upside down during wartime. The capital of the country is Manila, and the largest city is Quezon City, which has a population of almost 3 million people. The nation is an area of 114,145 square miles, or 295,633 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than the state of Arizona, and has a population of over 114.5 million people. The Philippines has a purchasing power parity GDP of $871.56 billion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $8,000. Qatar is a country in the Middle East. Its only land border is Saudi Arabia. The flag of Qatar is made up of a white band separated from maroon by a jagged edge. The flag is very similar to the flag of Bahrain. The capital and largest city in Qatar is Doha, which has a population of over 500,000 people. The nation is located on the Persian Gulf and has an area of 7,199 square miles, or 11,586 square kilometers, making it the 164th largest country in the world. The population of Qatar is over 2 million people and ranks the country 143rd in the world. Arabic is the official language of the nation, and Islam is the main religion in the country, with 65% of the population being part of that faith. Qatar has a GDP of $245.66 billion. Saudi Arabia is a country in the Middle East, on the Arabian Peninsula. It borders 7 other countries, which are Yemen, Iraq, the United Arab Emirates, Jordan, Qatar, Kuwait, and Oman. The flag of Saudi Arabia features white thulith text, with a white sword underneath, on a green background. The capital and largest city in the nation is Riyadh. The country has an area of 830,000 square miles, or 2,149,690 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than Mexico, and has a population of over 35 million people, which ranks it ahead of Angola. Saudi Arabia has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.543 trillion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $44,300. Singapore is an island city-state in Southeast Asia, near the Malay Peninsula. The flag of Singapore is made up of 2 horizontal stripes of red and white, with a white crescent moon and 5 white stars in the upper left corner of the flag. The country has an area of 272 square miles, or 704 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than the Federated States of Micronesia, and has a population of a little under 6 million people, which ranks it ahead of Denmark. Mandarin, Malay, Tamil, and English are official languages in the nation. Singapore has a purchasing power parity GDP of $531.04 billion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $93,400. Sri Lanka is an island nation in the Indian Ocean near India. The flag of Sri Lanka is made up of a yellow field, with 2 vertical stripes of green and orange on the left, and a maroon field on the right, which features a yellow lion holding a sword in its right paw, surrounded by 4 leaves. The executive and judicial capital, as well as the largest city, is Colombo. The country has an area of 40,768 square miles, or 65,610 square kilometers, and a population of over 23 million people. The nation's official religion is Buddhism, which makes up 70.2% of the population. Sri Lanka has a purchasing power parity GDP of $274.8 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $12,500. Syria is a country in the Middle East on the Mediterranean Sea. It borders 5 other countries, which are Turkey, Iraq, Lebanon, Israel, and Jordan. The flag of Syria is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and black, as well as 2 green 5-point stars in the center of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Damascus, which is one of the world's oldest cities. The country has an area of 71,498 square miles, or 185,180 square kilometers, making it a little bit bigger than Cambodia, and has a population of over 21.5 million people. Arabic is the official language in the nation, and Islam is the official religion. Syria has a purchasing power parity GDP of $50.28 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,900, both as of 2015. Tajikistan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. It borders 4 other countries, which are Afghanistan, China, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan. The flag of Tajikistan is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and green, with a yellow crown which features 7 5-pointed stars in the middle of the flag. The capital and largest city in the nation is Dushanbe, which has a population of over 800,000 people. The country has an area of 54,595 square miles, or 141,400 square kilometers, and a population of a little under 9 million people. The official language is Tajik, and the most common religion is Islam, which makes up 98% of the nation. Tajikistan has a purchasing power parity GDP of $34.88 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $3,700. Thailand is a country in Southeast Asia, on the Gulf of Thailand and the Andaman Sea. It borders 4 other countries, which are Malaysia, Myanmar, Cambodia, and Laos. The flag of Thailand is made up of 5 horizontal stripes of red, white, and blue, with the blue stripe being twice as wide as the others. The capital and largest city in the nation is Bangkok, which has a population of over 8 million people. The country has an area of 198,117 square miles, or 513,120 square kilometers, making it a little bit bigger than Spain. It has a population of over 69.5 million people, which ranks it ahead of France. The most common religion in the nation is Buddhism, which makes up 94.6% of the population. Thailand has a purchasing power parity GDP of $1.206 trillion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $17,300. East Timor, or Timor-Leste, is an island nation in Southeast Asia. It shares the island of Timor with Indonesia. The flag of East Timor is made up of 2 triangles, of black and yellow stacked on top of each other, on a red background, with a white star on the left side of the flag. The capital and largest city in the country is Dili, which has a population of over 244,000 people. The nation has an area of 5,760 square miles, or 14,919 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than the state of Connecticut, and has a population of over 1 million people, which ranks it behind Bahrain. East Timor has a purchasing power parity GDP of $4.19 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $3,200. Turkey is a country in Southwest Asia, with some territory in Southeast Europe, on the Mediterranean and Black Seas. It borders 8 other countries, which are Armenia, Syria, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Bulgaria, Iran, Georgia, and Greece. The flag of Turkey features a white crescent moon and star on top of a red background. The capital of the nation is Ankara. The largest city is Istanbul, which has a population of over 15 million people. The country has an area of 297,146 square miles, or 769,604 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than the state of Texas. It has a population of over 83 million people, which ranks it behind Germany. Turkey has a purchasing power parity GDP of $2.393 trillion, and has a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $28,400. Turkmenistan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. The nation borders 4 other countries, which are Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, and Iran. The flag of Turkmenistan is made up of a green field, with a white crescent moon and 5 stars, as well as a carpet design on the left side. Ashgabat is the capital and largest city in the country. Turkmenistan is an area of 303,291 square miles, or 488,100 square kilometers, and a population of over 5.5 million people. Turkmen is the official language, which is spoken by 72% of the nation, and Islam is the main religion, making up 93% of the population. Turkmenistan has a GDP of $92.33 billion and GDP per capita of $15,500. The United Arab Emirates is a country in the Middle East made up of 7 different emirates. It borders both Saudi Arabia and Oman, as well as Qatar and Iran by sea. The official language of the UAE is Arabic. The nation has a population of over 9.8 million people, making it the 92nd most populated country in the world. 87.9% of the population is made up of immigrants to the country. The largest city in the UAE is Dubai, which is the capital of the Emirate of Dubai and has a population of over 3 million, whereas the capital of the nation nation is Abu Dhabi. Islam is the majority religion, making up 76% of the population. The United Arab Emirates is a little bit bigger than South Carolina in area. 87.3% of the country's population is urban. The nation has a desert climate. In the east of the UAE, there are mountains which have cooler temperatures than the rest of the country. Uzbekistan is a landlocked country in Central Asia. It borders 5 other countries, which are Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. The capital and largest city in the nation is Tashkent, which has a population of over 2.5 million people. The flag of Uzbekistan is made up of 5 horizontal stripes of blue, red, white, and green, with a crescent moon and 12 stars in the upper right of the flag. The country has an area of 278,001 square miles, or 447,400 square kilometers, and a population of over 30.5 million people. Uzbekistan has a GDP of $239.42 billion, and a GDP per capita of $7,000. Vietnam is a country in Southeast Asia. It borders 3 other countries, which are Cambodia, China, and Laos. The flag of Vietnam features a 5-pointed yellow star in the center of the flag on top of a red background. The capital of the nation is Hanoi, and the largest city is Ho Chi Minh City, which has a population of over 8 million people. The country has an area of 127,891 square miles, or 331,236 square kilometers, making it a little bit bigger than the state of New Mexico, and has a population of over 103 million people. 45% of the nation's land is made up of forests. Vietnam has a purchasing power parity GDP of $798.21 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $8,200. Yemen is a country in the Middle East. It borders 2 other countries, which are Oman and Saudi Arabia. The flag of Yemen is made up of 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and black. The largest city in the nation is Sana'a, which has a population of over 1 million people. The country has an area of 203,891 square miles, or 528,076 square kilometers, which makes it a bit bigger than Afghanistan, and has a population of over 30 million people, which ranks it ahead of Nepal. Arabic is the official language of the nation. Yemen has a purchasing power parity GDP of $73.63 billion, and a purchasing power parity GDP per capita of $2,500.